Hey Stampin' friends, welcome to the Joy of Stamping with Rachel. I'm Rachael Coon, and today I'm sharing with you my card class club creations along with my blog hop shares. So this is an amazing set. I'm using the Gathering Moments, and it's a bundle, so you either get the stamp set by itself or with the dies, or you can get the suite, which would include the stamp set, the dies, the embossing folder. Let me grab that one. Our embossing folder. We also have this amazing embellishment called the Cajun Craze and Gold Dots, plus our very own early espresso and old olive linen thread. So that suite is huge, has lots of great things in it. And if you love the set today, I totally suggest getting it that way. All right, so let me go ahead and show you the cards, and then we can talk about the dies a little bit and why they're so special this time. Here are the cards we'll be making in today's video. I have different styles for all four of them. Some start at a easier level and work their way up to a harder level, and some feature the die cut of the leaf and some feature the stitching of the leaf. So let me go ahead and set these aside and start with our first one. So if you're stamping along with me, grab that's the basic beige card base. And we'll get ready to put this one together. For mine, I did a lot of the prep work beforehand, so you'll just have a little bit of stamping I'll be doing. So if it has to be die cut, I've already stamped it. For example, this piece right here, I went ahead and stamped it with my Cajun Craze onto Cajun Craze cardstock. But we do need to stamp our pretty peacock, and we need to stamp our little awesome label here. You'll be noticing I'm using these awesome rectangle shapes. Those are from the Textured Notes dies. This is a must-have for any collection. If you have a stamp and cut emboss machine, definitely get these dies to be one of your go-to shapes. Rectangles and label sizes you cannot go wrong with. Add that beautiful extra texture. Make it close, you can see. And it just makes a simple card into a wow card. So I love both of those. Let me go ahead and grab our pretty peacock. And it's fun because I love this card in particular because pretty peacock traditionally is not like a fall color, but I love it so much. I think it can be used for any time of the year. So you'll see this color at Christmas. You'll see this color in spring. I bring it out all the time. For our first bit though, we're going to go ahead and do just some background stamping right here on this rectangle. And you'll notice I have this really cool, kind of like a buffalo check, and it's distinctive stamping, which this will be leaving us soon. Soon we're no longer going to have these rubber base or cling stamps. So if you see any stamps like this on my online store, be sure to snag them while you can. They will be retiring soon and we won't have them anymore. So if you love this style, go ahead and grab them. All right, so I'm just doing background stamping now, and you see the size of my leaf, it's pretty big. So it's going to cover up a lot of this. So I'm going to my sides and my top corner, and I'm trying not to have it all in the same direction or across from each other. So this one's kind of at an angle below, and that one goes down there a little bit. It's very subtle, but it makes a nice extra touch. Oh, let's go ahead and stamp the Thankful For You. And I don't think I have that on a mount, so let me show you how I do that. Here's my stamp set. I grab the Thankful For You, and we're going to grab a clear block. Let's grab this one right here, and you just stick it on there like so. I always like to do a test run, making sure this block is nice and clean, or that my ink has been inked up nice. So I have to have a post-it note right there. Oh, that looks good. Looks like it's ready to go. Ink it up one more time. Line it up on our rectangle, stitch, and perfect. Really, really nice. Okay. That's it for our stamping. Now we get to assemble, and it's fairly easy. So this is our first go-to one for the sake of ease. I did go ahead and do some bonus stamping inside my card base where I used those two images that I had before on my stitching here and on that one there. So if you have those out, make sure you do a little bit of bonus stamping as well. For this one, we're going to grab some liquid glue, and we'll put it on the back. And I like to put things at an angle. If you want it to be straight, go right ahead and line this up nice and straight on your card base. But I do like things to be slightly angled, and that way they look purposely imperfect. like so. So that's kind of coming out a slant here. Nice. Then after that, we need to add our awesome embossed, this is the crumb cake, and we have that amazing embossing folder, which was called, I set it aside, let's see, I wrote it down, Gathering Leaves. Look at that, isn't that beautiful? Extra step, if you want to, you may take a sponge dauber or a blending brush and go along the edges here with that crumb cake and add just a little bit extra texture. I'm going to leave mine as is for today, just so you can see the difference. Then let's grab our dimensionals. For the dimensionals for this one, I'm just going to go center because my outside pieces are going to have some other layers to it. So I'm keeping it fairly simple and having just that center spot for my dimensionals here. Flip it and stick it. We're going to have this bottom stem in the corner right there and having it coming out so it's overlapping onto our card base as well. Awesome. Next, let's grab that Early Espresso linen thread and we're going to attach that to the back of our Thankful For You. So I'm grabbing my paper snips and all I usually do is grab my linen thread and my fingers, and depending on how big I want the nest to be, I will spread my fingers out or I'll keep them close, just like that. For this one, I'm going to spread out my 3 fingers and I'm going to wrap it twice. Maybe 3 times. It's up to you. Okay, just like that. Then on the back here, what's helpful to it, either a glue dot or a little bit of Stampin' Still Plus, like that. And then I'm going to take my linen thread and I'm going to pinch it in the middle to make what looks like a figure 8 or a bow, depending on how you're holding it. And I make sure that I'm putting it on the right direction. So I want it to go to my right and my left corner, top and bottom. So it's going to go opposite direction then, right? Yeah, nope. Let's see. I always get off confused. So I'll look at it to make sure I'm doing it right and just press it to the back there. You see I have this extra little piece here. I could either trim it down or just carefully tuck it with it to where that adhesive is on that back there. All right, now grab some dimensionals. For this one, I like to put dimensionals on the back of where that thread is just to make sure it's a little bit even more secure. And then we definitely want a dimensional on that far corner. Let's see if I did it on that side too. It looks like I put them all over. So make a nice strong label here, like so. Okay. Remove the backings and flip it. I want to go off of my pretty peacock just a little bit and lining up along this middle section of our leaf. Then we have that cute little leaf that we went ahead and stamped and die cut. That one we're going to put a glue dot behind it. Glue dots are great because they give a little bit of dimension and they have no dry time. So I'm going to stick that on the back of here and you just kind of peel it and stick it. And then I'm going to just slide it underneath right about there and press down. And there you go. We have our first Thankful For You card using that beautiful texture of that embossing folder with that giant leaf. For you, another card you'll see, I think it's our next one. Let me double check. The differences we can use with these leaves. There's 2 leaf sides. Oh, it's the third one. We'll come back to it in just a second. All right, let me set this one aside and let's go on to our next one in our tutorial. If you did not get the chance to order this kit, you can get the tutorial from me for free when you place the order in the month of September, or you can order it separately. Just need to email me to get all those details and look at the comments below for how to order with myself. All right, this one is one of my favorites. It has that fun floating look to it where our designer series paper is right here. We also have a garland we've created with those stamped images there. All right, let me set that aside. This one I also used as a swap this month and it turned out super cute and was fairly easy. And I'm going to show you 2 tips. One is to make it easy with that DSP and one is to make your DSP, design series paper, really stretch. Let me find those pieces. All right. Oh, you know what? I think I did forget. That's okay. We're going to use this as a base and I'll show you how to do everything. I realize I'm looking at my kit here and I did not cut a whole other Early Espresso, but you'll open up your Early Espresso and it will look like this. I went ahead and I have a stamped in the inside with that crumb cake right there with that bonus leaf. But in your kit, your pieces will look something like this. where you'll have these two pieces here, a large, bigger one or a small one. And then I have designer series paper. And in this one, you see it's kind of like that Cajun Craze with some gold and early espresso. I also have this other option you can use. And what you can do is, in my measurement said for this to be like 3 1/4, you can just keep it at 3. That way you can get 2 from a 6x6 piece of paper. And I have it by a 5. Or if you are making a swap and you really want your paper to last long, you can do your DSP even smaller, but you have to mark it to know where it's going to go. So here's my other DSP, which is just 1 inch by that 5. And when I went ahead and glued that one below here, all I did was I placed this on top and I put dimensionals on the back side of these and then made sure to mark it where this one needed to be. So that way it was in the perfect spot for it to pop through. And if you look at this one, you can see that it doesn't go all the way through. It's just that little piece there. So that's a paper saving tip for you. Otherwise, use this big one and then you'll line them up like so. And it makes it a little bit easier for you that way. Still just a little bit peeking through. Pick which colors you like the best, so which paper, and cut them for yourself. All right, the next part, I did a lot of the prep for this one because it is all stamped and die cut, but I may talk you through it a little bit. Okay. So for this part here, what we did is we're gonna put dimensionals on the back. I went ahead and I did expressing heartfelt gratitude. There are 2 different greetings you can use for this phrase. You could probably interchange it with a lot of their greetings. You could probably even use the gather, which I did not use. And let me grab the stamp set so you see. So any of these honestly would fit on this piece of basic white. So I picked either your friendship means the world to me or expressing heartfelt gratitude. So it just depends on what greeting you need. Go ahead and take your dimensionals and we're going to put them on the back, but we are only, it doesn't matter. We can put them wherever we want, at least in the corners, and 1 in the middle so it's not soggy. Okay, then we can go ahead and attach it onto our early espresso like a mat. Usually we do mats with just liquid glue, but this time we are attaching it like so. I'm going to go ahead and put some liquid glue on the back here, but only on the top and the bottom of my early espresso. Like that. There we go. And we're going to flip that over. And we're going to place it so that way it's not directly in the middle. I'm going to have the thicker side. So this is the top that's a little bit thicker. It's going to also have the thicker part of our early espresso, or more of it. I'm going to set that on there and let it attach with that liquid glue. All right, while that's liquid gluing, let's talk about these pieces here. So we have lots of different pieces. We have these leaves here, which we'll do in the crumb cake on basic white. We have these ones here with more of that rounded leaf, and those will be 2 of those. So we need 4 total of this one. 2 of these early espresso on the basic white, and then 2 of these on with Cajun Craze ink, okay? That's how we can make this garland look. And to make it work, I like to use glue dots. You can just use liquid glue if you want. And I'll take it and I'll attach it. So I know I have these all stamped and ready to go, so I'm going to just put some glue dots and attach them all at the same time. This is a saver step for yourself, so you have to go back and forth, back and forth. Let's see if I guessed the right amount. Oh, I'm missing 2 more. So let me get 2 more of those glue dots in here. And 1, 2 for our last little Cajun Craze here, like so. Okay, now we can make our garland. I want you to pay attention to the direction of our garland for this one. I'm going to go the outer leaves first, the crumb cake, and it's going to go to the right, to the top, the stem's going to the left. Same thing on the other corner, and we're making like an arch or a rainbow this way. Then we're going to grab that early espresso leaf and we're going to have him facing the opposite direction. So now he's going to be in the center And his stem is going to be, it's going to be head to head here, and stems will be touching right there as well. Then we grab our Cajun Craze, and where that stem is we're going to cover it up and put these little like holly or little berry looking ones, just like that. For the bottom, we're going to do the opposite. We're going to go the different direction, still on the corners, but this time my leaf part is going to the left and my stem is going to the right. Same thing for the other corner. And we're just making it kind of like a smiley face or upside down rainbow. This is why I love these glue dots. They're very easy to move around. And we're switching the direction of this early espresso one there. Grabbing our last little berry guy with our Cajun Craze, and we're covering up again that stem like that. Looking so good so far. Now we just need to embellish and make our awesome bow. So let's grab those gold and Cajun Craze embellishment. And it's up to you if you want to use 3 or 5 of these. My original, I had 3, but I made this for a swap, and I think I only, my original has 5. But this one I went ahead and, my swap ones I did just 3. So if you're doing 3, do 2 and 1. So 2 here and 1 here, like so. And then my other one I'll show you the difference, and you can pick and choose because you guys will have these embellishments with your kit. Okay, so there's the 2 and 1, or there's the 2 and 3. Very subtle, very soft, and I use the smallest ones for those ones. Lastly, for this one, let's make a double bow for a linen thread. I usually don't measure, but I'll give you a rough guess. So I usually just pull it to the size, I think. Let's see. So about 12 inches, I would say. And then I cut just one end of it. And I take this and I will make a bow without cutting this little end here. Not yet. We'll get to it. Do my 2 bunny ears and I cross them over. And if you want your bow bigger, just add more inches to it before you cut it off like I did. Okay, so I'm playing with the shape. Now I'm going to go ahead, once my shape looks fairly good, let me go ahead and finish off this end and then even cut out all the ends at the same time. Linen thread is one of my favorite type of embellishments. It's so easy to make bows with. I love it when they come out with different colors, although I do just love the traditional natural color of linen thread. And I like to add this with a glue dot. So we put the knot to the dot, we pinch it and pull, and I just have it going right over here over that early espresso. But you can put that bow anywhere you want. Look how cute, that floating card. We use that embossing folder right here to create an awesome background, and that little piece of that designer series paper is just poking through. Love this card. I hope you guys do too. Let's go on to our next card, which is getting increasingly harder to make, and that's on purpose. So if you are an avid stamper, this is right up your alley as we're adding new techniques. Let me get close up so you can see. We have this heat embossed with the many banks and with the gold. And then we have some stitching done on this leaf here. So that takes a little bit of patience. I'm going to show you how to do that real quick, or as quick as one can. Let me talk about these dies though. Let me show you what they look like so you get a better idea. So we have that large leaf there that we use on our first card. And as you can see, there's 2 parts of this die here. So we have the outline that could just do a leaf, or we have the center part that when we're to die cut it together, fits together like a puzzle piece. It will make the holes for you. The holes could be used for stitching or whatever you want. If you just want that added texture of the leaf, I can show you what that looks like. And there's 2 different styles of leaf. So we have this leaf, it's like more like the maple leaf, and I want to say this is more like an oak leaf, I would dare say. That's what it would look like if I just had the holes, which also is a really cool look. However, we're going to do a little bit of stitching today. So let me grab those pieces out. This is the Crushed Curry card base for those who are following along with the kit. And grab this one out. Also on your PDF, you'll have measurements to cut your designer series paper to match with that textured notes where I've die cut that out with a crushed curry as well. So we'll set those aside real quick. I did go ahead and heat emboss already those many thanks. Oops, as I drop it. And that was also on one of those textured notes dies. Look at that awesome border there. Super fun. Okay, to the fun part with this guy. Here is that leaf. I did a lot of the stitching already, and I actually left this plank spot unstitched because I A, ran out right there, and B, I know that's going to be covered up, so I'm not too worried about stitching there. So on the back, you're going to see some crazy good mess. This is okay, don't worry. I've used 2 different threads for this. Don't get your linen thread super long. That makes it harder to go through without getting all tangled. And use tear tape to keep your ends in place for where you start and where you stop. And then we're going to do what's called back stitching. So I come out right here. I'm going to go to this next hole right beside it. Make sure it doesn't get tangled up in my leaf there. And just pull it. The next one for this one, I'm going to go to our next hole, and they call it a back stitch because I come up a hole, and now I'm going to go back to where I just came out of as well. So that was my last step before this one, and I'm going back. Again, going to my next hole. There we go. Pull it through and go back to where I just came out. This is a back stitch. It's very common with cross stitchers and even sewers, I dare say. We pull it through until we finish this whole leaf here. This will take you a hot minute, so be patient with yourself. It's okay. Watch a good show, watch my videos while you are doing this part. Once you get going though, it's super easy and kind of fun. Do you remember doing this as a kid maybe? Some fun like shoelaces on a piece of hard cardboard with a fun design. Yeah, super cute. That's our last one as I get tangled at the top. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I flip it over. I'm going to grab some tear tape, which I always, there we go. I'll grab some tear tape. Let's secure that back by pulling that tight and going over like that. And then just trim it. We don't need all this extra. And then save whatever's left for the next one you make. So I'll put that back into my handy dandy kit. All right, now we are ready to assemble this guy. Let me set that aside. Here's our card base. Using my bone folder to help with the crease. Grabbing my liquid glue on the back of my designer series paper. I chose the one that has that Cajun Craze background, and it has some good crushed curry and gold flecks to this one. This paper is a specialty designer series paper, which usually means it has fun things like added like gold to it or silver, some sort of foil paper to it to make it extra amazing. Liquid glue to the back of this guy. Let me put a little bit more in this corner so it's more secure. And we'll attach that to our card base. Nice. Then we're going to add dimensionals to the back of our leaf here. And I'm going to have it angled so that way it's going to be on the whole DSP on the far left side. Grab your dimensionals. And I'm going to have it go on these spots that there actually is not thread as much as I possibly can. This part right here, that's going to be underneath. I'm not going to worry about putting a dimensional there, but if it's popping through, I'll go ahead and put it on these guys. We don't want it to be too loose. Okay, remove the backings. And let's flip. Oh my goodness, do you see that? I forgot a stitch right there. That is funny. Oh boy. You know what? I kind of like it. Looks like it's extra special. If I really wanted to, I can go back through with it, but we're just going to call that good. And we're going to stick it on here. Make sure you double check your stitches. I missed that one on purpose, but that one was a bonus miss. Grab your mini thanks. Oh, which I just slid mine underneath. There we go. My mini thanks. And we want to put dimensionals on the back on one side of this one. So where it says the thanks, I'm going to flip it, make sure I know where that is. Let's put 2 dimensionals there. And you can either use liquid glue or a glue dot. I'm going to try a glue dot for this one and see if that will make it stick nicely where it needs to go. The tricky part about that is once I put it down, it's hard to unstick it. Okay, so let's hover first. So where I want this one, I definitely want to cover up those little holes there. And if I'm extra careful, I almost can get it to cover up that guy, but we're gonna go just like so and press down. Ooh, that looks super cute. Grab one of our gold and Cajun dots and put that underneath our mini Vanks. I use the medium size for this one. And set it down right there. Super, super cute. Let's get close so you can see again. Mini Thanks with our stitch leaf. And there you go. Look how beautiful that is. Ties together really well. Pun intended with that one. All right, my last one is a fun fold, which I love fun folds. I have been bad about sharing them lately, so I'm glad I get to share one with you today. This is our fun fold. It's not a traditional card base size. So it has this mini card in the middle, and then we can open it up, and it has a secret pocket we can use as well to put a gift card or extra bonus note. Totally up to you. Or you can just leave it as DSP and don't worry about it being secret pocket. All right, this one, we'll set this aside and we grab those pieces for it. All right. Clean up my mess just a little bit. For this one is Old Olive is the card base size. We do have a little bit of stamping, which I already did a lot of it. So we just have some stamping we're gonna do on the bottom of this basic white, and then I'll go over all these pieces with you guys. Let's grab our Early Espresso ink. And let's grab the Expressing Heartfelt Gratitude. Again, let me put that onto a clear block. And I could either have Your Friendship Means the World to Me or Expressing Heartfelt Gratitude. I'm going to keep the gratitude because I always need thank you cards. Always, always. I'm going to ink it up and I'm going to do a practice because I haven't stamped with this one lately. Let me see if I can find my Post-it note practice guy. I think I've lost him. You might just need to grab a scrap. We've been die cutting with this one, so I'll just practice on the scrap real quick. Make sure it's clean. And oh yeah, that looks nice. Okay, we'll ink it up again. Go to the bottom, leaving yourself a little bit of space on the bottom, and press down. Perfect. That turned out great. Now the other parts that I've stamped, I've used actually basic beige. And I forgot we need to do a little bit of basic beige stamping as well. For these ones, I went ahead and used the Crushed Curry, Cajun Craze, that's what that one's called. Pretty Peacock, and I did a crumb cake on this one. For the extra detail I have, looks like this cute little stitch right here. Let's flip it so you can see right there. We're going to do that on our top and side to create a little extra texture. So here's our basic beige. I'm going to come to this corner right there and stamp it. And again to this top corner here. You can even add some to the inside piece of basic white down there on the bottom. Nice. Now we can glue on our ones that we have already die cut and stamped. I'm going to do the back of my Cajun Craze and the back of my mushroom and that Pretty Peacock with some liquid glue. I'm going to place it so he's at an angle and above here. Give yourself, again, a little bit of a border on top. Grab our mushroom, have it going at an angle. And they can be right by each other if you want. Then we're going to grab that little cute acorn and a dimensional, which, there we go. Put that on the back of our acorn, like so, and flip it. And he's going to be right here where they meet together, kind of like overlapping like so. Grab your Pretty Peacock card base. Again, if you want these measurements, please email me and I will send you a invoice to PayPal. It is fairly cheap. My PDFs are always under $20. So if it's something you're interested in, be sure to reach out to me if you did not get this class in time and you want these measurements for all these cards. Okay. I should have glued this on before I attached those, so that's a bonus tip. add the glue first and glue it on, and then add these pieces because it's always hard to glue when it's raised like that. Okay, other side. Using my Stampin' Still Plus in each corner, a little bit in the middle. I don't like using liquid glue for basic white. Many of you will know that if you watch my videos on a regular because it makes glue lines, and I'm not a fan of glue lines. All right, last bit, you guys. Here's our old olive. You'll notice I'll have a score in it. Go ahead and use your bone folder to help you with that. Grab your liquid glue, and we're going to glue this down. You can pick different sides. So right now, this way would look like this. If you like that better, you could totally keep that DSP as an option. Or you can even have it like this, and that your cool leaves could be the inside DSP. Totally up to you. I'm going to do the same way I had it originally because I love that old olive on old olive and that beautiful gold stripes you have. If you are cutting the stripes, be mindful of the direction so that way they're not horizontal and they are going vertical. All right, then I'm going to go ahead and put this beautiful piece right there with some liquid glue. Placing that down. And there's so many different designer series papers in this set you can choose from. So if you're not loving this one, you can switch it out. In fact, this one is different than this one. This one has more of a white base to it, and this is more of that basic beige base. And it has some more of that Cajun in it too. So pick which DSP speaks to you. For this one, if I was gonna make a pocket, what I would do was put some tear tape on 3 of the sides, leaving the top open. I'm not gonna make a gift card for this one. I'm gonna keep it just a regular inside pretty piece of paper. Oh, and I did it the wrong way. That's okay. This will just be a double leaf one. Otherwise, I would have flipped it and changed the design. Like this one, when you open it up, it has a different piece, which is just the other side of that paper. So keep that in mind. Probably if I wasn't busy talking, I would have remembered, but I'm sorry. But I still really like it, and there's no right way or wrong way. In fact, it looks like these mushrooms are falling the right way, so it actually looks pretty good. All right, the last bit, ready? We just need to add this one piece and embellish. Grab some liquid glue to the back of our pretty peacock. And it's pretty easy. I like just to line it up on this old olive design series paper and not worry about that flap right now. Like so, looks pretty good. And then when you go to open it, you'll notice that it will just go inside perfectly like that. It looks pretty good. The last bit is just to embellish. Let's grab that Cajun Craze and gold dots. I'm gonna use a large dot. This might be our first big one. We're gonna have it come above our leaf mushroom acorn. Then I'm gonna take a medium dot, and this is gonna be very near where we did that background stamping. So coming down here along it with a smaller dot. Just shaking there. Flip it so it's the glue side down. There we go. Oh, so cute. Look at that. So much fun detail on this one. It's a great fun fold. You can make it a gift card or keep it as is. Let me grab all of our cards back in. We had our fun fold. We had our one at the beginning with that pretty peacock. See how great they look together. And then we have our amazing stitched one for many thanks. And our fun floating card with our garland there. I hope you guys have had a fun time learning about the Gathering Moments bundle and add it to your list. This is going to be a sellout item. I can feel it in the fall, so get it now before it sells out, and you have to wait for it. But this is such a perfect, beautiful set for this upcoming season. Please subscribe to me so you can see my next videos, and have a great day. Happy stamping, everyone. Goodbye.